Hello girls, guys and non-binary pals, I'm Salmon and this is my channel, Jolly Salmon. I'm a cosplayer from Poland and I make videos about cosplay and sustainable living. Because there are so many cosplay questions that need answering, and speaking of questions, if you have any cosplay related questions or just regular lifestyle related questions about cats, food, vegan food, anything really, I might or might not be doing a Q&A video soon, so if you want your questions answered, just leave them in the comments. Hello, Editing Salmon here. You might have noticed that my visuals changed here because I got a new camera and I'm still trying to work it out. And so the autofocus is horrible in this video because I got this new camera. And funny story is, I actually made a first video with this camera and was supposed to post it a week ago, but I didn't because I didn't like it. And not because the camera is bad, because it is actually a very good camera, but because my editing was bad. It was a recipe for a vegan pumpkin pie from noracooks.com. I will link it in the description. It's the most delicious vegan pumpkin pie ever, and I think everyone should make it with their pumpkin scraps. You know, Halloween is coming up. But I am absolutely enamored with Peaceful Cuisine, another YouTube channel, and I wanted to make my video like his videos, but the guy is so amazing at editing that my poor DaVinci Resolve skills couldn't compare to that, so I gave up. I'm trying to work on my editing skills, but it didn't work out. I'm sorry. Today's topic is a highly requested one because every beginner cosplayer asks me the same question. Where can I buy cosplay supplies? Let's jump right into the first category, which is my favorite one, and it's second-hand, baby! If you want to buy some second-hand cosplay supplies, I can't recommend the internet more. We're in a global pandemic now, so it's highly expected that we do not move our bodies out of our homes. If you want to self-isolate and go on a shopping spree, which is also a little bit more sustainable than other shopping sprees, I got you. Second-hand shopping is cheaper and more sustainable than other types of shopping because you buy things that have already been purchased and made, so you don't contribute to making any more of them. And one of the places you can go to if you're searching for some specific supplies is Facebook. On Facebook Marketplace and on some Facebook groups, you can search anything you wish. There are cosmetics, there are wigs, there are full cosplays, handmade or store-bought. You can find regular clothing, you can find fabrics, anything you wish, you just have to know what to search. For example, for my Polish peeps out there are some groups like perukarnia, peruki sprzedam kupię wymienię, cosplayowy sklepik, cosplay kupię sprzedam wymienię, cosplayernia, szyciowy bazarek, and many more. There are also groups for people crafting amigurumi or aquariums or leatherworking or making tiny figurines. You just have to know what to search for. But if you're not that handy with Facebook or don't have an account there, you can always go to one of the sites like Depop. Depop is the only international example I know, because in Poland we have Vinted and OLX. You can also find second-hand things on Etsy, Allegro, eBay, and even on Amazon, I think. One of the benefits of those sites is that, unlike in physical thrift stores, you can actually filter the things you are looking through. So for example, you can find things in your specific size, or in the color you're looking for, or in the specific style. For example, I bought these wonderful shoes with a transparent heel off of Vinted, which is our Depop basically, and they're perfect and they cost me less than $10. I think they were like $5. Another benefit of those sites and apps is that sometimes the app or site is the medium between you and the seller, so they secure your transaction and ensure that you don't lose any money because of a fraud attempt. You can also negotiate the prices a little bit, and that's just wonderful for cosplayers who are working on a budget. Here are some examples of things I got off of Vinted because I knew what to search. Most of the time I buy my wigs off of the Facebook groups I mentioned, but if I can't find anything looking like what I'm looking for, I just search the color and wig or cosplay or peruka, which is basically wig in Polish, and I scroll through Vinted to find beautiful pieces like these. Okay, but if you can't find anything you're looking for secondhand, where to go then? First up, let's look at retail. There are many seemingly normal places in which you can find cosplay supplies. For example, hardware stores. I love hardware stores. In Poland we have Obi and Mrówka and Leroy Merlin, and I just love going there, buying some glues and tools and even some woodworking stuff, because all of this can be useful for cosplay. You can buy magnets, you can buy little scissors, I even buy fabrics in the hardware store. For example, last month I got this wonderful chainmail-like fabric that is actually for curtains, I think, but it's chainmail for me. I even found like fake fur rags, so if you're on a budget and you don't need a whole 1.5 meter of fake fur, you can always buy a simple rag, cut out the pieces you need, and call it a day. So hardware stores are a must for cosplayers working on some bigger projects like armor, and also for anyone needing glues, scissors, and other tools. But what about normal stores like grocery stores or something? I know it's a little bit different outside of Poland. For example, in bigger stores like Walmart or Target, you can even find yarn for your cosplay or non-cosplay project. In smaller stores in Poland like Lidl or Biedronka, you can find seasonal items, like I got some of my threads from Lidl, I got some of my scissors from Lidl, and it's just a great place for buying ribbons and cardstock if you need any of that at the moment of the sale. I also got some paints from Lidl, they were quite nice, but right now I'm trying to buy spray paints mostly, so I'm not using them anymore and they are quite running out actually, but they were good for a cosplayer on a budget like me when I first started out. I even got my sewing machine out of Lidl. Of course, when we're talking about retail and normal stores, you can always find a physical fabric store in your area or a physical art store. In the US, I know there's Michael's and Joann's and like all of those wonderful crafty heavens, but here in Poland we have many small fabric shops and fabric kingdoms, basically. Right now, if you take all of the precautions, wear your mask, disinfect your hands, you can always go into the store, touch some fabrics, get them in a physical store because you're going to know exactly what you're buying and just be happy about your fabrics. Last month I also visited a physical art store and I bought some face paints there because they were selling them, and I am so happy to announce that I spent a lot of money, but I didn't have to pay for shipping, so that's great. Also, my last physical haul of fabrics, wait, the white balance is really off when I hold them like this. So I got these fabrics from a physical fabric store, and I recommend going to a physical fabric store if you take the precautions I was talking about. You can even find fabrics in IKEA if you're brave enough. For example, I used one of their fabrics, I think it's designed for couches, for my Han Solo jacket. Or a vest? Is it a jacket or a vest? I think it's a vest. So I used it for that because it had the strength and durability of a flight pilot suit. You can go to IKEA and get some rags for your Game of Thrones cape, because that's what they used in the real thing. Why not? Okay, but back to the internet. You're really in the market for EVA foam or Warbler or plexiglass, and you can't find it in a hardware store, you can't find it secondhand. Where do you look for something like this? Now, because cosplay is becoming more mainstream, there are many shops focused on selling cosplay-related stuff directly to cosplayers. For example, sites like cosplay.pl or SKS Props and TNT Props or TNT Shop. I will just put them somewhere on the screen and in the description. In Poland, we have 3 main stores focused on selling EVA foam, Warbler, Tibra and stuff. It's Cosplaycraft, coscraft.store and coscon. Yes, those 3. And be careful with coscon because their packages might be delayed or faulty, so just go with coscraft or cosplaycraft. When purchasing from abroad, it might be quite pricey, but you can always get some friends and organize a group shopping spree and just split the cost of the delivery fee. Okay, but that's for the people who are buying the foam stuff and buckles and foam clay and Warbler and glues and tools. What about the sewing people? The people who are sewing their costumes can always search for internet fabric selling sites. In every country there are different sites that are selling fabrics online. For example, in Poland there is a plethora of those. The ones that cosplayers tend to use are Motex, Wuknoland, Orient Fashion and Tkaniny24 and futro.pl. Yeah, I can recommend those. Yeah, I can't help you with that because I'm not that much of a seamstress. I buy most of my fabrics in person in regular stores. But what about other cosplay supplies? What about lenses, wigs, cosmetics? When it comes to cosmetics, you can always just go to Sephora or another retailer and buy normal makeup, because every makeup is good for cosplay, even drugstore makeup. I have to record a video about some makeup tips for beginners because my makeup game has leveled up so much when I started cosplaying, so I'll record something about makeup soon. When it comes to lenses, there are many sites that sell lenses catering to cosplayers. Of course, they sell to other people too, but most of the lenses have a little label on them on the side for what cosplay other people have used this type of lens. But be careful, because you have to go to an optometrist or an eye doctor. Yeah, I don't know how it's called in English. So you have to go to an eye doctor and get precise yes or no if you can wear your lenses. The optometrist or an eye doctor must tell you if you are able to wear lenses, because you have only one set of eyes in your life. You can always change your eye color in Photoshop or say to the judges on the cosplay contest that you cannot wear lenses, and it's better than screwing up your eyesight. Please, if you can't wear lenses, just don't. But if you can, don't buy from AliExpress or any Wish or Taobao or Alibaba. Just don't, because those lenses aren't medically safe. You don't know what's in there. It's like cosmetics from AliExpress. When it comes to lenses, there are 2 or 3 sites that I recommend, because I bought from one of them, and other cosplayers I know have bought from the other ones. So I buy my lenses from pinkyparadise.com, other people buy from Unixo, and I can't recommend any other sites because I am not familiar with them. Let's end this lens subject because it's a touchy subject and I don't like endangering people's eyes. Just go to a doctor and then search for your lenses. Let's talk about wigs! I told you I buy most of my wigs secondhand, and if I can't buy something secondhand, then I go to one of the sites that are catered to cosplayers. For example, lemail.com, Lucale, Wowo, Cosplay Buzz, Arda Wigs, Epic Cosplay, Wigis Fashion. Wigis Fashion doesn't cater to cosplayers that much, but many people buy wigs from there. I love Wigis Fashion. I have 2 wigs from Wigis Fashion and they are amazing quality, but they are also quite pricey. And there are also like sites that sell costumes and wigs and lenses and stuff, and they're like Roll Cosplay, Wowo, Unixo. Email also sells costumes. You just have to find what grinds your gears. Most of them are safe to buy from because other cosplayers have bought from them. And there are also retailers that sell in your country. For example, in Poland we have wiguwiguwiguu.pl. I will also record a video about wigs soon because I love wigs. Hi, Editing Salmon here again. I was talking about AliExpress and Wish and eBay and Amazon and how some of the products are made in sweatshops and how unethical those conditions are for workers. But then I realized that some of the products that I recommended could have been made in a sweatshop, and I don't know what to tell you. I feel like ethics of consumption are very sketchy and I'm relatively new to the subject, so I am no expert, so just maybe try to research what brands don't support sweatshops and that sell fair trade things, and try leaving AliExpress, Wish, eBay and Amazon as the last resource for your cosplay shopping, because it's the best we can do, actually. Also, I didn't mention Etsy. Etsy is a site for craftspeople to sell their stuff. For example, cosplayers often sell patterns there, or booklets and tutorials on how to make their costumes. They sometimes do commissions there, so if you want someone to make your costume for you, then go to Etsy and find someone there. And sometimes they sell their old costumes on Etsy. Okay, I hope I answered some of your questions. I hope your curiosity is still going, because if you have any additional questions, I will be glad to answer them. Just write them down there and I will answer it. If you have any advice for beginner YouTubers like me, go ahead and leave it down below in the comments. And if you have any questions or suggestions for more videos, also leave them down there. And if you want to support my channel, go ahead and visit my Ko-fi or Patreon. You can get early access to my videos and photoshoot stuff and behind the scenes stuff, and also other rewards. Thanks for enjoying this video. If you liked it, click some buttons below, like the subscribe button or the like button, and we'll see each other in the next one. Bye bye!